So, you know, I've seen. Come on now, don't do.
What?
I've seen some strange things. Come on.
What?
You got your. You know how you do with your hand. Come, stop.
No, why you scared of my hand? I don't run from yours.
I mean, you always tickling me though.
So what?
You know I am.
Is that bullying?
It's not. But stop. It's not bullying whatsoever.
Like,
you know, I was when it's like the Pillsbury Doughboy thing.
I mean, yeah.
But as I was saying, so I was saying, there's some strange things.
Yeah.
Have seen in life.
Mm-hmm.
And competitive tickling is one of them.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He keeps poking around.
It does exist.
So, as I always say, I'm Micah.
I'm Jay.
And this is Married with Opinions. So, I have to thank my wife for this one. There is this documentary on Hulu called Tickled. And you had gotten it from
Big Irish J.
Big Irish J. I have no idea who Big Irish J is. But
don't even worry about it. He knows who he is.
Hopefully Big Irish J looks at this. This, like I said, this documentary on Hulu called Tickled is really like, what the fuck?
Who would have thought of this?
Yeah. So, as I always say, I'm gonna stop saying so.
Yeah, right.
The journalist that's in charge of this, gentleman who named David Ferrier. Am I trying to think? Am I saying his name correct?
I believe that's it. Ferrier.
David Ferrier. Mm-hmm. He's a New Zealand reporter, and I forgot how in the fuck he came across this.
I did too.
So when I discovered a strange video online, I knew I'd found my next story.
But somehow he found something called competitive tickling.
Something like that.
And
what the hell?
Yeah. I understand, people as a whole.
Boy, shut up!
We're recording.
God. What can we do?
Exactly. Sometimes you just can't control stuff. People have their own outbursts. Like this particular thing we watched. You can't control stuff. It's like,
I would have never.
Blown. Mine is blown.
The fact that it is competitive. Who would have thought that tickling would be a competition? But the way the reporter reaches out to the people that were producing the video,
yeah,
the response he received when he asked about the video was not received warmly in any way. Okay, so the reporter just so happens to be gay. And they go on a rant like, we don't want to be associated with you, you faggot, you did it. Like, what in the... Who in their professional mind can come off like that to anyone?
Right.
And then we look at the tickling competitions. It's men, all men.
You have
one man being tickled and 3 or 4 tickling. and it's like balls to the chin and balls on top of balls.
Like these men are like
straddling this guy.
And these men are tied to a bed in some way, in some form. Most people would be some sort of erotic form of being.
And they are like going in. I mean, they use toothbrushes, brushes, feathers, and they are going in on those ribs. They got the feet.
Yep.
And then you got the guy sitting here on the lap like,
yes.
And then the other guy's like, like, what the fuck? How did you turn something as simple as a tickle into a competition? That's torturous.
I'm trying to figure out.
What is torturous?
I want to know what the prize is. If it's a competition,
it's money though.
Yeah, these people.
It's money. A lot of money.
Yeah, one of the things you find out is that I'm gonna say this just to be stupid. These people are offered money to come to these sessions to get videotaped for this tickling competition.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't see any bracket. You know, when you go through the documentary, there's no brackets. There's no this person held out the longest. Let's see if they can get to the next level. Nah, it's just like you said, balls on balls, balls on chin, chest. Everything just
man-on-man action.
Right.
But yet you don't want a gay reporter associated. That shit looks gay.
And a matter of fact, the reporter even pointed it out. How can you sit up here and not want a gay reporter and this stuff that you get up here
looks gay?
So the response that was given to him was from apparently a woman at a company called Jane O'Brien Media. That told him, hey, look, we don't want to be associated with you being a gay journalist and everything, you know. But it's like, something just doesn't sit right here.
Something don't make sense.
Something don't. It's, again, these strange fetishes, but, you know, there's a niche for everything.
I apologize. I'm drinking coffee again.
Yeah. It's one of those days. So, of course, some journalists, and I've, worked with some. Well, one. I worked with one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like I'm out there like that. But I worked with one.
You just go.
Sometimes when, some people, when they're told. I wasn't talking about no mistress. I wasn't talking about no mistress. There's some journalists, when they see that as a challenge. What is it that you're trying to...
What do you hide? Why are you lashing out like this? And two, what the fuck you hiding?
Right.
That you don't want it to be reported.
So, the thing so this guy's, like, he's put on a blog about this. Like, yo, can't talk about it, or, they don't want to have anything to do with him. So, he does, he reports on what's out there. Yeah, what's out there on the internet. Give your opinion, kind of like how we give an opinion about this.
Right.
And next thing you know, that gets that Jane O'Brien Media stirred up again.
And boy, we're gonna sue your ass. They threaten with legal action.
Right.
Like, what?
I'm just reporting on what I see.
Right. You didn't want to answer. Well, you did answer, but you didn't want to professionally respond.
Now, the thing is, this is now, this reporter is in New Zealand. And this story is going to take him back into the United States. So, California, yep, took him to California. But it's also, this is a little bit further reaching something than just California.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so next, as it keeps going on, I think, he's trying to figure out, okay, what's up with the lawyers, what's going on. And it got to a point where, I guess, Jane O'Brien Media sent some folks down there to talk to him. Like,
look, stop. This shit gonna blow up.
Now, this is one thing about knowing laws. These people went to New Zealand. And this reporter showed up with a camera.
Wasn't hiding it. It was out.
And they were like, hey, I don't want to be, you know, what you're doing is, you know, I don't want to be recorded. But the guy and the reporter in New Zealand was like, we can record on public streets. There's nothing that you can do about it. You can't say anything about that.
Yep.
But, you know, so he had a couple meetings.
Privileged ass Americans.
And he did respect them when they had...
He did. Absolutely. He did.
Yeah.
The fact that he even met them at the airport, they didn't even know he was coming.
Right.
Had a nice sign for him and everything.
Yep.
Yep.
Now, when you see the sign, you're going to be like, I can kind of understand why he made this sign. I'm not going to put the sign in. You got to watch this.
You got tickling involved. Shit, why not?
Right. Men.
Glitter. Goddamn.
Right. Exactly.
Sprinkle that shit. Spare fingers. Did that look too good?
At least I didn't do the other thing, huh?
2 snaps, a twist, and a kiss.
Now, then this kind of, as things go on, you end up having the guy has to dig deeper, and come to find out, this tickling thing has been going on for a while.
Since when? The 80s?
I think so. I think it was.
Yeah,
It
definitely
was,
VHS time.
and then when it like hit the internet, back when they had the Yahoo rooms or whatnot, that stuff, and then it was like yo, you run into people who was like, they was recruiting folks for this one particular chick. They call her Terry Tickle. I think it was Terry Tickle. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. So it's like, well, shit, this chick was doing the same thing. Matter of fact, had pictures of a chick. So it's like, well, dang, even had a chick dog on the video tickling some dude. So it's like, well, dang, okay, well, the chick must be into guy on guy action. It's okay. Well, hey, me as a straight man, I'd rather see the chicks tickling dudes than that. I mean, you like what you like, but you still can't turn around and...
Or even to see a girl getting tickled. Like, whichever way. Even for me, I'm like, I don't want to see this gay shit. Nothing against it, but if I'm going to look at something like that, I don't want to see no guy on guy action. That's what it looks like.
Right. And again, it's that hypocrisy of the Jane O'Brien Media Company going after this man like this.
When their videos look gay.
Right. I mean, last time I checked, me and my fellas we don't do that. None of them.
Like, how do you exercise? Do you do finger push-ups or something?
I know, right? And the thing is, do you study the tickle points? I know there's pressure points on the body. You watch them old kung fu.
All your points are tickled.
Watch them old kung fu movies. They turn around, they hit people at certain points, they break down, But, how do you train for that? But what they did was they got a lot of athletic men to do this.
Young men.
Yes.
Like teenagers, college kids, people that need money.
Right. Sounds kind of predatory to me.
Well, you know it.
So they turned around and they actually participated in these things and got paid for it. And I know I brought up Terry Tickle, and it was kind of the same thing. Terry was looking out, looking for people to do that.
Had a guy, right?
Yeah, actually had a guy that was
a scout or something.
Yeah, scout
like
that was actually finding people. You wonder what's that got to do with Jane O'Brien Media? As you had a person that was a scout, and I'll come back to that. Had a person that was a scout that was.
But Terry Tickle, Terry, whatever her name was, she started it in a way. She would get on different, web pages or whatever and ask for people. Like, hey, come down here and I'll tickle you. Or to be filmed getting tickled, you know, simple requests like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be random things where she wouldn't be able to like pay during certain times.
Or she's
things like that. Like, I'm going through chemo. Can I pay? You know,
she had mono or something. Like
yeah,
that.
something like that. Whatever.
Right.
But it was just, it was weird. But don't get me wrong. It's not like she didn't have the money.
Right.
It was just weird. Like all of a sudden, oh, I'm sick. You know, like.
Yeah.
But hey, keep scouting, keep getting people. You know, and I'll pay you. You know, whatever. And so they just kept making videos.
So then the scout was noticing some things wasn't right, and it was like, hey, I need to, you know, I kind of need to back off from this.
Yeah, because he started getting phone calls from those clients from the people that he was finding.
Mm-hmm.
Because next thing you know, all of their information is out.
And it was like it was supposed to be at first, you know, this is before the competitive tickling.
Mm-hmm.
This was supposed to be, I did this in private,
Exactly.
get some money.
It's supposed to be personal use.
Personal, yep, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Then became public use.
Mm-hmm.
And hits cyberbullying in one of the worst ways.
Mm.
This was back before they had the term cyberbullying.
Right.
And it was easier to intimidate because there weren't so many laws in place.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you know, whatever, you know, that law enforcement didn't know how to handle that. They didn't take those threats seriously.
No.
Especially if it's a woman intimidating a man.
Yeah, or it's behind the screen. Why would you care about that?
Uh-huh.
But then if you got people's personal information going out, then what?
You know, nobody was thinking defamation of character and things. Again, from previous video, we're not lawyers. So if you got issues, please seek legal advice from an actual attorney. As we move on from that, Terry Tickle kind of fell off, didn't she?
Yeah, she did go quiet.
Yeah, she fell off.
Mm-hmm.
So, next thing you know,
They start doing research
Mm-hmm.
on the companies and everything.
Right.
And they find a pattern.
A definite pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So you got Terry Tickle and Jane O'Brien Media basically doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Because there's, the guys who were participating in the Tickle competition during the time they were doing the research, investigation, whatever, the guys were afraid to talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, of course, you know, they're still threatening the legal action and all this, and it's like, so they find out that there is a guy who used to be, what, a teacher, an assistant principal?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the information that they have matches to him. It comes back to him.
Right.
To know that he has been putting these kids,
Mm-hmm.
these young adults through the shit that he had put them through. And to realize that he's coming in contact with kids every day is terrifying.
Now, the cyberbullying this person is going through all because they heard the word no.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but he comes from money.
Yep, that's usually what it is. People from money.
Lots of money.
I'll say people from money who have a corrupt mind. That's what that's where the corrupt rich is what a lot of people talk about when they talk about rich people.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones who do less than scrupulous tactics, because I've met some millionaires who've actually very good hearted wouldn't do some things like that. So you can't say it's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this particular person,
you know what? It's kind of different when you have to earn that money.
right?
Homeboy was just born into it.
Yeah, he
Because
was.
his dad owned a law office.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So that also kind of goes back. Once you find out it's a dude, and that kind of really kind of puts a light on like why he came at him the way that why Jane O'Brien Media came at him the way he did.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the 3 guys that got sent down,
but it still looked gay.
Yeah, it did. It really did.
Like, so you okay looking at 2 dudes tickle each other? Like, not even tickle each other, or basically one guy being tortured by getting tickled by multiple guys.
Yeah, exactly. He must like that. But it the thing is, it really brought light of how he came at, and once you find out that this was, it's actually a guy behind this.
Mm-hmm.
So
behind both of them,
right?
Like that shit. To know that this motherfucker been doing this shit all these years, like what the hell?
And what's interesting is the guys who came down to New Zealand and trying to tell the reporter, like, yo, you need to stop. They said, we never met Jane O'Brien. Mm-hmm. So the guy has been paying, him coming from money, he knows how to put a wall in between folks. Yeah. A lot of people, all they care about is getting a check.
That's it.
They don't care about how they do it. It's like, it's like, hey, look, some of these, it was a movie it was on one of the Netflix series where this guy had turned around. All he knew his job was to come clean up something, like he was cleaning up a crime scene. He didn't care about it. He needed the money. Mm-hmm. He didn't know he was hurting or doing anything bad. And it was on Luke Cage actually, and he ended up getting found out. But this man needed some money. So the other people that, hey, look, I'm getting paid well.
Right.
Who am I to question? Which is the very same thing that this man did to these kids, as my wife talked about. Mm-hmm. No, you need $3,000 here. You need. That's interesting. I just thought about that with Tiger King.
Oh yeah, how he bought them?
Yeah, how he was buying his husbands.
Yeah, but he wasn't extorting them.
That he was not doing. This is true. But the fact of the matter is,
he did pay for their love.
He paid for their love, just like how this person in here paid for these guys because they needed it. One guy actually came out and was like, "Look, I did. I needed the money."
Of course. Why would you do that for free?
Yeah. Then they found another scout who was like, hey, I got some people that kind of had some names up in there. But, again, like I said, wasn't none of them going to come on this documentary.
Oh, no. Mm-mm. One, more than likely from embarrassment. Mm-hmm. And then, they were probably so damaged from it.
Right.
Why?
The person who was actually behind this, their cyberbullying went to the point, like I said, since they had these people information, they would go and make web pages. When that person told them now, they would make web pages and stuff to where if you look that person's name up, that's the first thing you're going to see them in that tickle competition. Mm-hmm. Now let's call it what it is. Honestly, there's nothing wrong with being tickled, but in how it was presented as well, even though it did, like I said, it looked homosexual.
Yeah, that don't mean they were.
Yeah, but but the fact of how you spin it. Mm-hmm. And this man, the stuff that person wrote made it worse. Mm-hmm. Made you turn around, you have one guy said he was in football. Mm-hmm. And the fact that you have a video of him being tickled. Right. And then you spin it as he doing gay shit. Mm-hmm. Some guys, a lot of guys don't want to be in the locker room with another man that, that makes an uncomfortable environment.
Mm-hmm. And let's be real, everybody don't want your ass.
Right.
Literally, everybody don't want your ass. Anyway.
So as they dig deeper into this, David Ferrier actually comes to the United States. Actually ended up finding out where those 3 guys were. Mm-hmm. And kind of put it back on them. Mm-hmm. And he also do the laws in the United States. Yep. So he stayed on the public street to film, and once they said no, you can't film, get out of here, he cut his cameras off then and left like he was supposed to.
Yep. But even then, the guy that was behind everything tried to threaten him, like I know you're here as a
On a
visitor,
tour,
whatever,
on a tourist visa.
And he was like, no, I'm here on a
Journalist.
journalist visa. Like, he's a journalist, and he's like, no, you can't threaten me with that neither.
Right.
Little punk ass.
Yeah, exactly. But the fact that the guy even thought he's here on a tourist visa,
right?
And then you find out he had been sending his people to other places
Mm-hmm.
on tourist visas,
Mm-hmm.
versus them doing journalism or something else.
Yep.
That was interesting itself. Just let you know that guy did bad practice. We haven't said his name because we got to say something.
Yeah.
But it's just the weirdness.
Yep. His last name starts with the D as in dickhead.
Which, it's funny, yeah. When you see him, and the fact they go and interview his mother, his stepmother.
Yeah.
The shit she said about him.
Oh my gosh. Like,
it's like it brings it to light.
for her to be like, he's doing this shit again. Goddamn bitch, how long you known about this shit?
Exactly.
Like, this motherfucker basically he basically wasn't supposed to be doing what the fuck he doing.
Right.
But yet you threatening other motherfuckers because you know you wrong.
And because of who his dad was, he had gotten in trouble. Did he get in trouble behind? Was it this?
It
was something.
He did get in trouble for it was, I don't remember what it was.
But basically, he got in trouble, and because of who his
got
dad
charged,
was,
yeah.
he got charged. He basically got off.
Mm-hmm.
He had found a way to circumvent the system.
Mm-hmm.
So this movie is called Tickled. It came out in 2016. It's on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
It's
one of those weird ones that will definitely. It's not a mini series or anything. It's just a movie, docu movie, whatever they're calling them things now. It is definitely something you should watch. It's different, one, and to know that you can make money off of anything.
There's a
anything
anything
is amazing.
So there used to be a time black folks used to say, "Look, that's some white people shit there," and you can't say that anymore.
That's some white people shit.
you can't. You really can't.
It's always that token black guy. That's still white people shit. Sorry, I'm not about to get. I don't know how much you paying me.
Yeah, see,
but they're not gonna approach us.
Exactly,
They're not gonna approach us.
But then the other thing is,
they actually had tickle teams on that shit,
and not one person of color did we see. Or was it like one black?
I think it was one black guy. It was always that token black guy.
That one black guy, but.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But again, if you into this is you into COVID-19 in 2020, you ain't got nothing to watch. 19 in 2020.
That's one of them.
That's one of them.
Will you stop saying 19 in 2020? Golly. We're in 2020, but it's the Rona.
The Rona.
Okay. We're dealing with it.
The Rona 2020.
These kids getting on my nerves.
Let
me tell you this. I had to buy a 50-pack of noodles for these motherfuckers. They driving me crazy.
See, it make you want to watch shit like this. I'm sorry.
Yes.
It will.
It's just something different from what you have to deal with every day.
And this,
living with niggas.
But this is, I mean, that one, and it ended up being like HBO. This was actually an HBO documentary as well. So definitely check Tickled out.
Yeah, check it out. It's something to watch.
Definitely to the left.
Not gonna bore it. But this is the same guy that did the show Dark Tourist that's on Netflix.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So if you
that's a good show too.
Like Dark Tourist, this was before Dark Tourist, right? But I liked how they edited it in this style. Yeah. They even tried to.
It's real good.
There's one little thing they had to do to kind of throw them off the scent for them to keep going at this. The intimidation is something that you really got to pay attention to. So we definitely I suggest this.
Yes.
Yep. So
you got to check it out.
Is there anything else you want to say, babe?
No, I think that's it.
All right. Well, since this might not be a competition, but I enjoy it.
You enjoy it? You like being tickled?
From my wife. So, as we was saying,
I'm not gonna tickle you. Chill out.
this is one that again,
You
definitely
have to
check.
watch it.
Yeah. So, I appreciate you spending time with us.
Mm-hmm.
And again, this is Tickled on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
Came out in 2016. Now, if you have anything else you would like us to review, you can leave it in the comments below.
Yeah, ask.
If you know us, give us a call. Say hey. That's how we found out about one other one.
I don't answer my phone though. So leave a message.
Yeah, or leave it in the email, which is also below, and it's also across the screen, which is marriedwop@gmail.com.
Yes.
And that was a pretty different documentary.
It was.
Considering what?
Well, you just okay. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
We all know it was different.
Yep.